Hello, and welcome to Understanding the Gap in Mobile Wallet Adoption at CaixaBank, an Accenture client project Challenge 10. In this group is formed by Ferran Escalé, Yassir Bourgila, Lluís Domènech, and me, Raúl Carani. In today's agenda, we'll discuss 5 points. The first point is the context and problem, which I'll discuss, as well as the research approach. Afterwards, the third point will be explaining the key findings and then the strategic implications on the fourth point. And to end the presentation, we'll just show you some recommendations we have got. Okay, so context and problem. Well, we have divided it in 3 main contexts. First one, the market context. CaixaBank operates in a highly digitalized banking environment with strong mobile penetration and widespread use of digital services, such as online banking and peer-to-peer payments. In the observed usage gap, despite a fully developed NFC payment infrastructure, a significant set of customers continues to rely on physical cards at the point of sale. This creates a last-mile usage gap. And finally, the core insight is that the challenge is not about technology and digital services, but of its adoption. So which are the research objectives? Well, the primary research question is, what factors prevent active CaixaBank app users from adopting mobile wallet for point-of-sale payments? The key areas of analysis will be behavioral and perceived barriers to adoption, generational differences in usage of patterns, and finally, misalignment between customers' experience and internal assumptions. To end the research objective, we have made an analytical focus, in which understanding the gap between technical readiness and real customer behavior.
So let's start with our research design. Our analysis is based on a data set of 170 valid responses from current CaixaBank customers. When we broke down this sample, we identified a critical pattern. The demographic distribution is polarized. We have a strong representation of digital natives, Gen Z, between 18 and 24, and a significant group of older customers, more than 55 years old. This specific structure, with fewer people in the middle, allowed us to clearly contrast the behavior of early adopters against the late majority, to pinpointing exactly where the adoption gap occurs. This analysis revealed our first key finding, the generational usage cliff. When we segmented the payment behaviors by age, we saw a stark reality. As you can see, usage is extremely high among the 18 to 24 demographic. For them, the mobile phone is their wallet. However, looking at the sharp drop after age 45, adoption falls off a cliff. This tells us that CaixaBank effectively serves 2 different types of users within the same app. The young, who use the app as an active payment tool, and the older demographic, who use the app merely as a screen to check balance but haven't adopted the payment behavior. And that leads us to our second key finding, the resilience of the physical card. Despite the massive investment in digital wallets, the data reveals a real truth that plastic is still the king. Looking at the data, the physical card holds the largest share of wallets. It remains the most frequently used method for the majority of the sample. The conclusion is that this proves that the physical card is not dead. It is a fierce competitor. For the average customers, taking out a plastic card is just as easy as taking out a phone, because the effort is identical, so they see no urgent reason to switch. So the barrier isn't that the technology is difficult, it's just that the current solution, the card, is good enough.
Now let's move on to key point number three. This is one of the most critical, and I think that it's the most interesting point of this research is that the main reason that customers don't adapt to these new technologies is not actual it's not actually security. It is instead that feel that they are more comfortable with the old method. Or the next one is that they are just not familiarized with these new methods. This can be translated as habit and a knowledge gap. The next one is security, but let's focus on the first two. It means that customers actually are not afraid of this technology. It just means that they don't see enough value in it to actually make them stop their usual routine. This perceived ease of use of a physical card is too greatly to displace.
So now we've got the internal against the external disconnect. First of all, here we highlight a real disconnect between internal perception and external reality. Internally, teams believe digitalization improves efficiency and customers' experience at the same time. However, from the customer's perspective, these same digital processes often add this friction. This is especially visible at the key moments like the point of sales, where families' fast payment behaviors are replaced by more complex digital steps, negatively impacting the overall experiences. So now we've got the recommendations. Basically, here we translate insights into clear, actionable recommendations. First, we integrate a customer's effort score into wallet-related KPIs to link adoption with real customers' friction at the point of sales. Second, we position mobile wallets as a sustainable alternative to plastic cards, using ESG impact as a behavioral incentive. And finally, we expose technology and back offices teams to real customers' friction through direct observation or fail or incomplete wallet journeys.